JM. Sergeant Stogie says it best. Swift hero for all the money in Week 17 Rumble. We're back. Happy New Year. The Rumble review show for Week 17. Start soon. JM. Happy New Year, everyone. Had to throw in a little throwback TOC intro there because we've got the return of TOC playoff best ball coming at you this week. Week 17 is almost in the book. Still one more big game to go tonight. We're here to break everything down for you, review this week in Rumble, take a look ahead to the playoffs, talk through a bit of what we have coming with the Rumble playoff contest, as well as TOC best ball presented by Underdog Fantasy. Going to be a fun show this morning, so cheers. Take a little sip of the coffee here. And we've upgraded the setup here for 2023. New year, new backdrop. Got some little shelvings here. Got all the things in the back, so excited to be coming at you with some fun content to kick off the new year. And let's do it. We'll go ahead. Share the old screen. And as Sergeant Stogie has already pointed out, we've got user ILF in the lead for Rumble. We can't yet declare them the victory because, like I said, we do have some players tonight. We got the Bills and the Bengals. So you've got some Josh Allens out there. You've got some Diggs and Jamar Chase and some Burrow and Mixon. So lots of options still to come tonight. So could be one where if this gets into a shootout where we do see somebody run down ILF. And we've got I feel like a rare sight here in the winning lineup with Garrett Wilson only scoring 4.8 points. I feel like typically to win, you need to hit at every single position. But what they did hit on was every other single spot, including the DeAndre Swift hero coming in at nearly 35 points. Pretty chalky at running back with the Eckler CMC combo, but then again, getting off the board with Swift. Devontae Adams, after having some recent struggles, able to get him at just 2% ownership. So, man, I mean, that is pretty crazy there. Anytime you can get Devontae Adams, obviously with Derek Carr getting benched, it was like, we don't really want to go there, but was still able to pull out a massive game. Talent kind of prevails there. Mark Andrews popping into the winning lineup for the first time in what feels like forever, if ever before. Nice little 19-point game from him there. Got a naked Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Dallas defense putting up a nice solid game against Tennessee. So there we have it. A pretty well constructed lineup, in my opinion. You've got a good amount of chalk in the Mahomes, Eckler, McCaffrey, and the Dallas defense. And then you've got, 4 players under 5% ownership, which is really a nice construction. So I like what ILF did here. I was looking at who could potentially chase down. So what, less than 30 points behind, 27 or so points behind. I think this person has Stephon Diggs. Yeah. So this person has Stephon Diggs. I think there's another Diggs here. I did see about 50 points behind. There's some people that have both Diggs and Jamar Chase. So there's definitely you got lots of PMR here. So here we go. 144 points. So that's 54 points behind. And they have Chase and they have Diggs. Definitely doable. And it'll be interesting one to track. I tried to see if there was any Josh Allen plus Diggs plus Chase. I don't think I found any though. So if anyone finds somebody with 180 PMR, there's of course potential for that to be in striking distance as well. Should be a fun game tonight. Let's take a look. The Jolly Joker cumulative leaderboards. We have just 1 week remaining after this one. 1 week remaining for all the money, for all the glory. LLC 45 is the leader now in the clubhouse. Rocking the Jolly Joker as the PFP. Love to see it. Put up 141 this week. NBA Jam, Tinsel Tom, still within striking distance. And you've got the top 5 here are all within 10 points of the leader. Definitely a spot where anything can happen week 18. Should be a fun one to follow. Let's check out the field goal here. Wow, LLC also leading the field goal. How about that? By 20 points, too. Leader in the clubhouse by 20 points. That's looking pretty good. And then 30 points on the third place on Tinsel Tom. So, yeah. We've got that there. LLC looking pretty good. And then we have the touchdown. Sancho MGT creating some separation here. 26 points ahead of second place. That's going to be tough to come back on. Put up 122 this week. 96 here. Now, again, remember, these lineups as well could have some players left in tonight. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on tonight's game to see how this breaks down. And then we have it heading into week 18. The final week to see who will be the Jolly Joker champions. Of course, you can also check out our main event season-long leaderboard sponsored by our friends over at Trophy Smack. So Trophy Smack has been kind enough to provide a championship belt to the winner, along with championship rings to everyone that finishes in the top 10, and then some coupons for everyone in the top 200, is it? Yep, top 200. Pretty cool there. They got some awesome stuff. You can use their coupons to buy some stuff for your home leagues, whatever that may be. Tom_Grady. Speaking of Tom Brady, how about Tom Brady coming back from the dead yesterday? Him and Mike Evans just with an absolute smash game. Of course, somebody in FanDuel decided to take one of my $1,000 head-to-heads and play Tom Brady and Mike Evans in cash in a 1K. I mean, what a ridiculous What a ridiculous spot thrown into. So that wasn't the most fun. But hey, Tom Brady just in time for the playoffs. Can the Bucs make a run here? Time will tell. Speaking of the playoffs, we are going to be coming at you with the Rumble playoff contest. We reviewed it on the Spaces last week. We'll also be coming out this week with some content on exactly the format, but how it's going to work is that you will set your Rumble lineup, the exact same roster construction that we've been using all season, where you have one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and a DST plus. You will submit that roster prior to the first game, which locks on Saturday, January 14th at 4:30 Eastern time. Contest will lock there, and then it will simply be cumulative scoring throughout the entire playoff. So you submit one lineup, that's your lineup for the entire playoffs. Of course, a lot of fun strategy comes in there in terms of what teams are going to make it far, what teams are going to play the most games. You've got the strategy with the teams that are on bye and guaranteed that they can't get all of the games, right? So people like Jalen Hurts and, whoever ends up getting the bye out of the Bills and the Chiefs, which looks like it's still pretty much a toss-up and, definitely factored in tonight. Yeah, so the Bills are looking pretty good. If they win tonight, they're looking pretty good to get that first round bye. If they lose tonight, then the Chiefs are looking pretty good to get that first round bye. So as you guys are thinking through playoffs, definitely recommend the 538 website, checking out the chances of all these teams making the playoffs, winning the Super Bowl, etc., etc. My Eagles, man, we need Jalen back. Gardner Minshew just not quite cutting it. It's almost like the quarterback does matter, right? I mean, maybe Hurts really is the MVP. There was all this talk of like, the Eagles are so good. It's not just because of Hurts. Throw any quarterback in there and they can run that offense. Well, not so much, because Mr. Minshew is not quite cutting it for us here in Philadelphia. Still looking very much the favorite to lock up the first round bye. Even if we lose to the Giants. Oh, no, we actually need to win. We need to win. Or else the Cowboys will win the division. Is that correct? I guess so. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so if the Eagles lose and the Cowboys win, the Cowboys would actually win the NFC East. That would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy. There we have it. So, yeah, so Rumble playoffs going to be starting after Week 18. Like I said, we'll be posting an article with all of that info, but make sure you're thinking ahead now. Make sure you are checking out your NFL all-day collection and have enough players that are on playoff teams so that you can build your lineups, especially if you're playing in the Jolly Joker contest and the extra point. You'll be able to make those multiple lineups. We'll have the extra point, the field goal, the touchdown, same structure there. Payout structures will also be coming out later this week for the main event as well as for each of the Jolly Joker contests. And the very exciting news is that tomorrow, even late tonight, we will be coming at you with the Owners Club Playoff Best Ball Pack. So you can actually go to the toc.otmnft.com website right now. You'll be able to see yourself, I believe, on the list for holding Jolly Jokers, for holding TOC cards. Make sure you're getting on over to underdogfantasy.com and signing up with promo code OTM. By doing that, you will get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 right into your Underdog account that you can start firing on playoff best ball contests. And you will also be eligible to claim 2 free TOC Owners Club Playoff Best Ball packs. Going to be a ton of fun. Open up a pack. Within the pack, you'll have 20 cards. Out of the 20, you create your best 12-card lineup. That gets submitted, again, prior to the playoffs starting and then accumulates points throughout the entirety of the playoffs. Each week, 6 out of your 12 cards will score points. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 defense, and then a super flex that can be any position. For those of you that have not played TOC before, it's a fun, unique format. And the most unique thing about it is that, as you can see on the card here, Each of the cards are representative of a city and a position in football. And then you get points for that entire position group. So if you have the Cincinnati wide receiver here, you get points for all of the Cincinnati wide receivers: Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, all of them. So it's really fun. Don't have to worry about injuries. Don't have to worry about that backup running back vulturing the touchdown. You play a running back, you get both of the points there. So you play that Cincy running back, you get the Joe Mixon points, and you also get the Samaje Perine points, etc., etc. Really, really fun game. Make sure you're heading on over to underdogfantasy.com to sign up, claim your 2-packs. Also, if you are already an existing user on Underdog Fantasy, you can still get your 2 TOC packs simply by entering any of their playoff contests. So right now they have the $25 gauntlet going down. They also have the $5 mitten. So we've got the gauntlet here, $1 million in prizes. Look at that, $1 million in prizes, 100K up top to first place. You've got the mitten too, $5 entry, nice easy entry there, 50K up top to first place. And we're going to be doing a lot of these drafts over the next 2 weeks here. So I believe starting this Wednesday, Justin is going to be live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern time, doing a little underdog draft with you guys, talking some strategy, opening some TOC playoff best ball packs, and gifting them away to people in the chat. So you're definitely going to want to bookmark 2 p.m. Eastern time every single day here to get your underdog going. And let's do a little draft. Let's do a little gauntlet draft. What do you say? What do you say? So anyone that's in chat, if you want to jump on in, a little draft here. I'm going to enter the gauntlet right now. See if I can get some of that $1 million in prizes headed my way. Oh, all right. Well, if you wanted to get in, hopefully you got in, because it looks like it's going to be starting momentarily. Here we have it. So for those of you that are new to Underdog Fantasy, this is really, of course, outside of TOC playoff basketball, one of the most fun ways to approach the playoffs. You draft a 10-person team in a group of 6. The winner of that group of 6 in the first round moves on to the second round, where you get placed in another group, and then you'll advance each round until you get to the Super Bowl. And then when you get to the Super Bowl, similar to how their season-long contest works, you get to the Super Bowl, that's where all the money is, and you're competing for those top prizes. So strategically, it's really important to ensure that you have a Super Bowl matchup that you are building for, and that you have players across each of those. So there we go. We're sitting here at the 1.3. Josh Allen and Mahomes are kind of the consensus 1 and 2. Another really important thing to keep in mind is the bye week. So you want to make sure that your team can get through the first round. So you can't just draft, a bunch of Bills and a bunch of Eagles, because you won't score any points the first round, because those teams are very likely to be on the bye. So there we have it. Little playoff strategy again. Make sure you're checking out 538. Of course, after next week, we will have the teams officially locked down. All right. I'll go a little Mahomes action here. Little Mahomes at 1.3. As we said, if the Bills win tonight, they're looking pretty good to get that first round bye. Basically, the Bills have to win out. If Bills win out, they'll get that first round bye, which makes Mahomes even more of an appealing, because you don't want them to be on bye. You want them to be playing in that first round to help you get through. So now what I'll be looking to do here is basically grab some other Chiefs players to go along with my Patrick Mahomes, and then sprinkle in some NFC teams to see how we look there. Joe Burrow. Jason Burrow going early here. There's Hurts off the board. Really a fun format. Definitely check it out, as we've said. Let's see. What's the latest on? Justin Jefferson. All right. So taking CeeDee Lamb seems to be a good idea here. Got Dallas coming out of the NFC. And so now what I can really start to try and build towards is a scenario where there is a Chiefs versus Cowboys Super Bowl, which I think is actually a pretty common build in this game. I know that I've ended up with some Chiefs Cowboys stacks before. There's just so many options on the Cowboys that they're a pretty easy team to end up stacking up. Pretty easy team to stack up. A lot of options, a lot of weapons. Definitely, as much as I hate to admit it, definitely a solid team. Has a chance to run deep in the playoffs. Lecky says, ride all the Chiefs. Oh, man, I really wanted Pollard there. But we're going to take McKinnon. I mean, McKinnon is a beast, right? Like, very reminiscent of last year, where down the stretch and through the playoff run, McKinnon really became a critical piece of this Chiefs offense. There's definitely a trust there between Mahomes and McKinnon. I like to utilize him, of course, in passing situations, but really in all situations. Really a very, very solid player down the stretch. And of course, that Chiefs offense is absolutely deadly. Patty Mahomes probably on his way to winning the MVP. It seems to me. R.I.P. Jalen Hurts. But hey, there we have it. We've got the Mahomes McKinnon start here. Can look at some more Dallas players. Can look at some more KC players down the stretch. And hey, maybe I'll just totally stack up that game. Third best receiving back in football. Okay, let's think this through. So number one, McCaffrey, right? Number one, Christian McCaffrey. Best receiving back in football. Who's number two? Who is number two? Let's think. Oh, Austin Eckler is probably up there. Alvin Kamara is probably up there. Yeah, I mean, McKinnon is definitely right in the mix there in terms of his role and abilities in the passing game. Yep, then Eckler. Agreed. CMC, then Eckler. Then, yeah, McKinnon's probably gets into the conversation. I think Kamara is still in that conversation too. We don't see it as much this year because he's got, a combination of Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill throwing him the ball. So not the best spot. But in terms of like actual receiving abilities, yeah, good call on Pollard. I mean, Pollard is a beast. I guess Saquon is also probably in the conversation there, right? Saquon could do everything as well. But yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear that McCaffrey is for sure number one. Eckler, I think, is pretty much a lock as the number two guy there. And there we have it. All right, so let's see what kind of teams we've got going on here. Okay. So we've got some Chiefs options in Pacheco and Juju. I think taking Juju certainly makes sense for me here. Pairing him up with my Mahomes. I think that is the pretty obvious pick for me. All right, so now, at the very least, I have one potential full lineup for the Super Bowl, right? In the event that is the Chiefs versus the Cowboys, I now have 5 players that can score points and can become the optimal lineup. Mahomes, McKinnon, and Juju, and then Ezekiel Elliott and CeeDee Lamb. So those 5 players could make up my Super Bowl team and get me a winning lineup there, which, gives me some flexibility for the rest of the draft. So I can either try to continue adding on to this specific stack and drafting more Chiefs and more Cowboys, or I can diversify a bit and maybe put together some other NFC team players and have multiple ways to get there with a Chiefs versus another team in the NFC. If we're taking a look here. And of course, like trying to get through, obviously, the first round as well. And also, yes, there's a chance that the Chiefs get the bye. And in that case, this team is just going to be dead. It's just going to be dead. I'm not going to take another quarterback to go with Patrick Mahomes. I'm just going to take my chances that Buffalo wins out and gets themselves the bye. And if that doesn't happen, then it's okay. This team is just dead. I mean, I'll just go with Pacheco. Just go with Pacheco here. Continue to load up on those Chiefs. Saquon becomes interesting if he's still available, just because he's another NFC guy. But like, you know, I've got Dalton Schultz and Michael Gallup that I could continue to just pile onto. Which is actually probably what I'll do. I typically like to mostly onslaught and just like, you know, give me as many outs as possible when the Super Bowl runs around to have that optimal team and take home the $100,000 top prize. Someone took Saquon anyways. Up, and somebody took Dalton Schultz. Right, so when we look at the board here, right, we've got Buffalo players, Baltimore players, Jacksonville players, Chargers players, Miami. I don't want any of those because I only want people that can end up playing against Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So I am going to keep going here with another Dallas player, but I can start to look at some Minnesota guys. I can start to look at some Buccaneers guys. I've got Kadarius Toney there as another option from the Chiefs. Godwins and Evans are both going now. I was kind of looking at them as an option for me. Not an option anymore. Do I already have 2 QBs? No, I only have 1 quarterback. And you could take a second quarterback. Like, you know, I could take another quarterback in the event that, you know, I'm worried that the Chiefs get the bye. But like I said, with the way I like to play, I'm comfortable that if the Chiefs do get the bye, then this team is just not going to win. And that's okay. I'm really playing for the upside outcome to be one of those teams where the Bills end up getting the bye, the Chiefs play all of the rounds, go all the way to the Super Bowl, and make me some money. So right now I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 players from the Chiefs and 3 players from Dallas. I'm going to take Hawkinson. Yeah. Take a little Hawkinson action. Get another NFC team going here. And then from a Kansas City perspective, there's still Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Mecole Hardman all out there. Sky Moore also out there. Oh, Sky Moore and Toney got some action yesterday. All right, Coop. All right, Coop. Dropping that alpha. I'm going to go Thielen to give me that extra piece in Minnesota. And then I will have plenty of options to round it out with one of those Chiefs wide receivers. So I'll they're not all going to get taken, so I'll have my choice kind of between Kadarius Toney, MVS, Mecole, Sky Moore. Sky Moore got some run yesterday, huh? Interesting. Are the Giants a lock for the playoffs? Yes, I believe they've checkmarked it in. Yep, the Giants have made the playoffs. Officially. Officially. All right, Kadarius Toney got swiped from me there. Let's see. Why is that random? I was trying to look at the Chiefs box score. Sky Moore? Is that really the play, Coop? He's really far down on the rankings. And he hurt his hand? I'm just going to go with MVS. And there we have it. We've got a full-on Kansas City stack with 5 Chief players. And then we've got 3 Dallas players on the other side and 2 Minnesota players on the other side. I wanted Toney, but someone had already picked him. I would have taken Kadarius Toney, but somebody else already took him. Unfortunately. There we have it. Underdog draft in the books. Justin will be coming with plenty more underdog drafts starting this Wednesday. You're definitely going to want to tune into those. Justin is the de facto underdog best ball champion, the winner of their inaugural massive tournament, had another one in the finals this past week. I think he said is looking at a top 50 finish there. Really good stuff. Going to be a ton of fun kind of hammering through these. And one last time, of course, make sure, if you haven't already, that you're heading on over to Underdog Fantasy and signing up with promo code OTM, getting that deposit bonus, getting your 2 free TOC Best Ball packs to compete for that grand prize of a VIP sporting experience with myself and with Justin. Going to be a good time. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you have a great first day of the new year. And we'll be back with plenty more coming at you this week. We'll be back tomorrow night with poker. So we got Joker Poker, 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night and every Tuesday night. Make sure you're signing up there. I believe we have to renew the Club GG group, so we will be doing that ASAP, making sure everyone gets in there. Going to be a free Jolly Joker up for grabs to the winner, a free Jolly Joker to whoever knocks me out. And I think we'll throw in a little sweetener for the entire final table. So anyone that makes the final table in tomorrow's competition will get a free TOC playoff best ball pack. So a lot of skin in the game for tomorrow. We'll be back on the virtual felt. I'll be streaming it again from our YouTube channel. I think we worked out some of the kinks last week. So yeah, talk to all of you tomorrow evening for some Joker Poker at 8 p.m. And until then, see you in Discord. Peace.